Hey friends, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're preserving some apples. We went to the mountains. We got several apples. Oh, these are so good too, by the way. And I've got to preserve them. So, we're doing something special. We're dehydrating them today, which is, I've not done that for you guys before. So, stay tuned. I'm using a new item in my kitchen. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. While the intro is going, please use that time to hit the subscribe button. Click that little bell notification and select the word all so you don't miss anything. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey guys, stay tuned to the end for the blooper reel. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, then you don't know this. But if you've watched me for some amount of time, one, you know that I put up apples every year. Normally, I do it in the form of apple butter. Love me some apple butter. This year, however, I have plenty of apple butter left. We didn't use a lot because I packed everything away for the kitchen remodel, and I didn't have it out here to use. It wasn't easily accessible, so I still have plenty of apple butter. So this year, I'm not making apple butter, but I would love to dehydrate some apples using my new dehydrator. First, I want to say this video is kind of sponsored by Sunglife. They have sent me this dehydrator to use, and they also, such a wonderful company, are offering you an unlimited amount of time a 15% off discount. So check down in the description below for your code, for the link, for everything. It'll be down in the description, but this is Sunglife. Let me show it to you. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, you know, dehydrators, they can be beautiful. Look at that. Is that not amazing? So we're going to use this together. I'm super excited. But first, I've got to prep my apples. I've had my dehydrator for quite a while. And because of the remodel, because of everything going on, it was just crazy. My garden went to kaput. It was awful. So I haven't been able to use it until now, and I'm super, super excited to use it. This is a great company. I love them. And so we're going to see how this dehydrator works out for us. Now, I have to prep the apples. And you've seen me prep apples for applesauce and so forth before, but I've got a lot of them, and I want them fairly thin to dehydrate. So I'm going to be using my trusty dusty, literally dusty. No, it was dusty because I never use it, but it's my apple peeler core slicer thingamajig. And so we're going to see how this works. I haven't used this in umpteen years, so I will let you watch me do a couple apples because it might just be hysterical because I haven't used this in so long. So you might get you a good laugh today with this segment. So I will let you watch me do a couple apples, but after that, it'll be boring and we'll just cut to the chase. So let me get this ready. Oh, but first, y'all, you got to see my shirt. I am not a Halloween person at all. I mean, I love it because we do the Hallelujah night at church and it's fun. I love it because it's fun, but I don't usually decorate, or sometimes I have worn shirts and stuff. But y'all, I saw this shirt and it just was hilarious to me, and I had to have it. And I think it's the nurse in me that thinks it is so funny. But let me back up, or back y'all up. I don't know if you can see it. He says, "I got your back," and he's holding his spine. I just thought that was so funny. Look, frog got my throat. Okay, So let's get started on these apples. Okay guys, as you can see, it's probably a good thing I haven't turned the camera on until now. I don't know what I'm doing. So we may be peeling and slicing. We may be peeling and slicing. We're gonna try it again. It's going. Okay. So, that's not working. Okay. Okay guys, so we're back over here. I was struggling with my apple slicer peeler core thingamajig. One, I was struggling with it, and two, it really didn't give me the size or shape of apple slices I wanted anyway on the one time I did get it to work. So I'm doing it by hand. And y'all, if you've watched it, I get a lot of laughs about the way I peel apples and slice apples. And the reason I do it the way I do, which I'm not going to show you today, but it's just because it's easier on my hands. I cramp really bad in my hands, and I do it the way that's the easiest for me to do it. And I have tried multiple ways, multiple things. Obviously, my apple peeler slicer. And I just come back to this way of peeling and slicing just because it is what works best for me. And that's the beauty of being who you are, an individual. You may do things differently than I do, and it may work best for you that way. I tell my husband all the time when we're doing things at the chicken house, he may have a certain way that he does things, and I may have my way of doing things. And I have to remind him that just because my way is not his way, it doesn't make my way wrong, and it doesn't make his way wrong. It's just what's right for each of us. And so I know growing up, my kids, when he would tell them to do something, he'd say, do it my way. And sometimes I just had to remind. Now, sometimes, yes, when your boss tells you to do something, you better do it the way they tell you to do it. And, you know, whatever. I said, but if you're, you know, I've just reminded my husband throughout the years that just because he has a particular way that makes sense to him or that's easier for him doesn't mean it's the same for everybody. And I know at the chicken houses, he has a way he likes the hoppers on. And he has a reason he likes them on that way. And then I don't like that way. And I have a reason that I don't like them that way. And so we've kind of come to an agreement that whoever puts the hoppers on can put them on the way they want to. And so it's funny, but we're all individuals. So I slice my apples the way that it's easiest for me. It was funny. The first time I showed me slicing apples, they were like, I got a lot of comments about, why do you do it that way? That's, you know, don't do it this way or do it that way. And it's just what works best for my hands. And I have to, you know, we all have our own ailments. So, all right. Well, I'm going to slice apples, which is what I'm doing now, but I'm going to keep slicing apples. And what I have here is I have some water in my sink with some lemon juice in it. And so I'm just dropping them down in that lemon juice water to keep them from turning brown. And we'll be ready for the dehydrator in just a little bit. See you back in just a minute. Okay, guys, I have got my apples. They're in the water. They're still turning slightly brown, but it's okay. It doesn't bother the taste at all. So while I'm working on the apples that I'm going to dehydrate, I also wanted to use some of the apples and make some of my, what I call breakfast applesauce. I always eat, when I make bacon and gravy and all that good stuff, I always like to have my applesauce on hand. And so that's one time I eat it, is with a good breakfast. And the other time I eat it is New Year's Day with hog jowl. There's something about this sweet applesauce with that salty hog jowl. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so I've got some ready to get on to cook. Okay. Me and my camera. Okay. In here, at the bottom of this pot, I have an inch or slightly less than an inch of water. And then I filled it the rest of the way up with apples. Now, normally I'm using Granny Smith and maybe some other type of apple. Today, I'm using Stamen, and mostly Stamens, with a couple of yellow Delicious. So I'm not gonna, I really don't have much sugar to use, but I'm going in with about 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Normally I would use a cup, but since these are sweeter, slightly sweeter, I'm gonna start with 2/3 of a cup. Now on the apples that I'm gonna dehydrate, I'm not gonna put anything on. I'm not gonna put any cinnamon, any sugar, anything, because I will doctor those up when I rehydrate them to cook them and make them into fried apple pies. So, and now I'm just going to go in with plenty of cinnamon. I like cinnamon applesauce. So I'm going to get this on, get it kind of going, turn it on high briefly and get it going. Then I'm going to turn it down, put the lid on it and let it cook till it's soft. And I have a secret ingredient. Those of you that watch my channel, because I have done this before, know what my secret ingredient is. I'll share it with you in just a little bit. It just gives this applesauce a special something. So let me get this going and then we'll get our apples on to dehydrate. All right, so let's get started on this dehydrator. So I've got one tray sitting on and I'm just gonna go through and I'm just gonna lay the pieces out. You know, I don't want them up next to each other. I probably should have dried these off. But it's okay. I'm gonna have to go stir my applesauce. So I'm just gonna fill up a bunch of trays. They're not all the same sizes, but that's okay. I tried to keep them pretty close to the same size. All right. Okay. So I think I can fit some more here. All right, let me get another tray out and we'll get it stacked up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, the Sunglife Dehydrator comes with 5 trays and I used all 5. I put the lid on. I was going to show you, it also comes with a manual, of course. This is the Sunglife Food Dehydrator model CRY9005. And I used all 5 trays of apples. And let's see what we're going to do here. I've plugged it in. So let's hit the power button. All right, the temperature, I'm going to do, let's see, temp. I want 130, oops, temp. I want we'll go with 140, okay? And time, I want 10 hours. Let's go with 9 hours, okay? So it's set for 140 for 9 hours. So we'll see these tonight and see how they're doing and see how they look. But yeah, I'm excited about this. Got the applesauce going over here. So we'll be back in just a minute to work on our applesauce. But let me tell you another reason I'm so excited about having this food dehydrator, especially right now. If you're an outdoorsman, then you know what time of year it is. Like right now, it's October, the end of October. November starts next week. So you know what season it is. I forgot he was in the background. But yeah, it's deer season. It's hunting season. And so this is perfect to make jerky. I'm super, super excited. If you have, you know, maybe you get an extra turkey that you don't know what to do with, you can make some turkey jerky. And if you have an extra steak that you lay out and you didn't get to grill out or whatever, make you some steak jerky. I mean, I'm super excited. You know, I'm on a diet, so I'm limited. I don't like those say I'm limited because I'm really not, because I am eating some amazing food. Even through, I don't want to call it a diet, this new health journey I'm on. And so anyway, I think I can fix me lots of great things in this dehydrator. So I'm super excited. So hang tight. We'll be back in just a little bit to check out these. But first, we'll be finishing up our applesauce in just a little bit. So I'll see you as soon as the apples in the applesauce pot are soft enough. Okay guys, they are soft enough. I still have the burner going. Do y'all know That sugar, water, apple water juice spillage is a mess to clean up. But this is the first spillover I've had on my new stove. I've had some splatters, but to actually have it boil over, I think this is the first time. So these are plenty soft, but I have plenty of water. That's why you only need a little bit of water to start with. So I want some of that water to cook out, but I'm going to go ahead and mash up my apples. I don't send them through a pureer because I like some texture in my applesauce. I don't like it to be just completely mush. I like to have some chunks. And so I'm just going to send this through, and then I'm going to let it keep cooking just for a little bit, just to cook out with the lid off and let it cook out a little bit more of this liquid. Now, if it doesn't cook out anymore, we can fix it, and I'm going to show you how in just a little bit. I mean, this applesauce is almost ready. In fact, I believe it is. All right, I'm going to turn it off for just a minute, but I'll still show you how to get rid of some of that liquid, or mainly how to tighten up some of that liquid. So let me get my secret ingredient. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here is my secret ingredient, crushed pineapple. Not this whole jar. It just happens to be the only size I had, but one of those little small ones is perfect. What I've actually done is I've poured out some of the pineapple juice right here, and I'm just going to take just a small little bit of cornstarch, just a little bit. We're going to make us a quick little slurry right here. Just really quick. This is a slurry when you mix cornstarch and some kind of liquid. And I'm going to pour that right in there. Now that's going to tighten up any of the juiciness to it. And so I'm just going to bring it back to a quick boil. And you can see it's already tightening up. Now don't let it splatter on you, because that hurts. It just did me, and it hurt. Hurt. Okay, look, that liquid is already tightened up and perfect. That quick. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, a good scoop of crushed pineapple. Y'all, this just livens it up. I'm going to put just a little bit more. And like I said, if you have one of the small cans, that size is perfect. There we go. Now I've got to find something to do with the rest of that pineapple. Okay, guys. There is some beautiful, perfect applesauce. What I'm going to do now is let it sit here, let it cool. And then, because I can't eat this right now because of my health journey I'm on. So I can't have that here. So, and I've probably already said this, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself. But I have given myself 2 grace days. I don't want to call them cheat days, but grace days at Christmas. And one of the things we do at Christmas is I cook breakfast. So, I'm going to let it cool. I'm going to freeze it, and we will have it for, I'll freeze it in 2 containers. We'll have one for Christmas, and then I'll have it on my New Year's Day table. Not sure yet if I'm going to eat New Year's meal. I love it. And there's a lot of things I can have. I can't have the cornbread. So I may eat that meal, but pass up on things that I know are really bad. But it's one of those traditional meals that we have. So, Okay, so we'll be back in just a little bit to check on our, well, a little bit. It'll be 10 hours, but it'll be just a second for you guys. We'll see how our dehydrated apples turn out. Okay, guys, well, the applesauce has cooled, and it is time for me to put it in a container. These are the containers I use to freeze things in. You can get them off Amazon. I think they may be linked down below. If not, you can find them on my Amazon storefront. But yes, this is what I'm gonna freeze them in. I'm gonna make 2 of these. I'm gonna have 2. One will be for Christmas time, and the other will be for New Year's. So I really am not supposed to taste it, but I don't think one taste will hurt. The only way one taste will hurt me is if it gets me to wanting a second and a third, and it probably will. But Bryant is not in here. He is over at Caroline and Jamie's house painting him with Jamie's parents. So they are over there. So poor me. I'm the only one left to taste test. So let's get some of this good, y'all. This just needs to be, they need to bottle this stuff. This is the best applesauce in the world. Y'all look. And those little pieces of pineapple. Those little pieces of pineapple, they're just a little something that just sends it over the top. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna freeze my before I eat anymore. But that was some kind of good, let me tell you. So please try this applesauce. It is so good. So good. And then we'll come back. It's not time yet for the dehydrated apples. They are still going. So we'll come back and check those out in a little bit. But right now we'll get that frozen. So we'll be back. Okay, guys, the 10 hours is up. And I want you to look at my bag of dehydrated apples that are absolutely delicious. I have been snacking a little bit. I would have had much more had I quit snacking. But when you are fixing dehydrated apples that you're planning to rehydrate to cook for like fried apple pies or whatever, you want them to be pliable, kind of rubbery feeling. And that's exactly what I have here. Now, if you'd have wanted apple chips, which, you know, a little more done, I would turn the temperature up and let them go a little longer and cut them thinner. I wanted mine to have some meat to them, so I cut them a little thicker. But y'all, I am super, super tickled. Sorry, I'm shaking you. So let me just say that the Sunglife Dehydrator is, out of all the products I've reviewed for you guys, I've had some that were really, really good. Some that were good, but that I wouldn't use a lot. And some that were great. And whether I used them or not, they still worked great. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust y'all. This is probably in my top 2 or 3. My Cookware air fryer is what I use the most. And, but this, the possibilities are endless with this. Apples is a big thing I'll use it for. Jerky is another. I want to go buy bananas so I can make the kids banana chips. I bet you could do like a fruit leather in here. Oh my goodness. It's just, I'm super, super, super excited on making good, healthy treats for the kids. I'm just excited. I'm just excited. I've got my work clothes on, sorry. But I just will tell you that the price is amazing on this. It's $78, but if you use the code down below, you get 15% off of that. It's well worth the money to me, for me to buy apples and save them. Y'all, we looked at a bag of apples, dehydrated apples, and they were like $8, I think. And I didn't pay that for the apples, and then it just took me a little bit of slicing, and it didn't take me long to slice the apples. And if I could have got the apple peeler slicer to work, it might have taken less time. I think that was operator error, because it's been so long since I've used it, and it may be that it has gotten kind of, I don't know. But anyway, I just soon do it by hand anyway. There's something satisfying to me about doing it, and I don't have it. I mean, what little bit of apples I did on the apple peeler slicer, it made such a mess. So, and I didn't make near the mess that it made. So I just soon do it by hand anyway. But yes, I am tickled pink with this. I will get this out quite often, I'm sure. My next thing to make with this will be jerky, and I'm super excited. You know, it can be beef jerky, turkey jerky, deer jerky, doesn't matter. Just got to slice it really, really thin, and season it right, and put it in my Sunglife dehydrator. And so I've been asked to do several reviews on products, and I will say this is probably one of my favorite. And I would not say that to you because I'm putting my name behind it, that yes, I like it. So I would not say that if I didn't really enjoy it. It's so clean looking. Like, we had one of the old round ones, you know, and for some reason it's not crisp looking. Now, of course, I haven't used this a lot, but I just like it. The trays everything is lightweight, easily removed. They just stack right on top of each other. It even has here, I don't know if you can see, but it says top side, so you can't turn it upside down. And everything just stacks together and pulls apart. I mean, it's for me, I need something to be kind of dummy proof, and it is definitely that for me. Sometimes I get things wrong, and I mean, the controls, it's a power, temperature, a plus sign and minus, up or down, time, plus or minus, up or down. Super, super easy. It automatically shuts off when, like, so if I had gone to bed and it was going, it would automatically shut off. So, thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. I hope you enjoyed the applesauce. I hope you enjoyed learning how to use a Sunglife dehydrator and dehydrate apples that you can use later for fried apple pies, or I don't know, you could make them for apple pies, anything. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see what else I can find to dehydrate. Like, what can I dehydrate? Oh, I bet I could dehydrate some onions. Herbs, if I had my herb garden. Oh, speaking of gardens, oh goodness, my green stalk was doing great, and it is doing great, except for that I neglected it for 2 or 3 weeks. So I have some yellow leaves from my neglect, but my green stalk is actually doing really well. And they've actually also moved my water hose up to the hay barn. So I got to get it back down here so I can quit neglecting it. But it's doing super good. I mean, it's all green, well, with the exception of the yellow leaves. But I mean, they've grown up and the plants have grown up. So it's going super well. So hopefully I'll have some collard greens before long. But anyway, I give it a thumbs up. So thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. Oh, one more thing. question for you that I need you to answer. Christmas is coming. Do you want a Vlogmas? So hold on one second. Oh, never mind. Don't hold on one second. Do you want a Vlogmas, which is me vlogging every day in the month of December? So just let me know. I will talk to you later. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all. Okay, guys, so I didn't let you watch me do the first one because it was bad. So it was pretty hysterical because I had this thing all the way out here and I couldn't figure out how the apple went. But I've got it figured out now. So let's get started. I'm just going to stick the apple on. And we're going to go to cranking. I don't have it on here tight, on my counter tight. I think I need a little rubber thing to keep it from wiggling. But we're just going to crank, crank, crank. And there it goes. It's peeling. It was peeling. Why did it stop? Why is it stopping? Doing something right. That makes a difference.